Welcome, soul family. I'll just wait for people to trickle in. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Husnay. I'll just give it a few more seconds, beautiful girl. I just have to say welcome, Rachel. One of my sons was just making a lot of noise in his sleep. Now, I don't know where you guys are in Melbourne, but the wind is really insane at the moment. And I don't know, it was like he was having a conversation with someone. It's one of my twins who, let's just say, trips me out all the time. All right, we'll just wait for a few more people. Welcome on Facebook. Oh, you love the picture behind me? It's one of my chiefs. Hang on a sec. Sorry, this one? Sorry, everything's back to front. Was Nate talking about this picture? Welcome, Veronica. Oh, it's the same with you, Husnay. Yeah, it's madness outside. Honestly, the wind is just insane. Okay, cool. We have plenty of people. Welcome, everybody, tonight. Welcome to all you new lovely souls as well. Before I go into anything, if you are after a reading, which I guarantee is worth its weight in gold, please just put your name in the comments and I'll pick two lovely souls very shortly. So before we begin, I like to just give a little bit of context. I love how people are coming in. I love to give a little bit of context about why I do this, what this is about, and what to expect. So basically, we are born with what I refer to as a spirit animal. That spirit animal is the other half of you. You were born together and you leave this earth together. And it's a very sacred contract that you have with the spirit animal. Different cultures call it different terms. I just refer to it as the spirit animal for ease, and I find that that resonates with most people. So that animal is not the animal that I channel on these lives, because that animal requires a much more in-depth process that I was shown many years ago. It requires a much more in-depth process to reunite with this animal, who is inherently part of your identity. If you do want to know who that animal is, I do one-on-ones as well as I run monthly events. My next one is actually next Sunday. All this information is on my website, secretanimalwisdom.com, or you can find it under Medicine Woman Dahlia on Facebook. Okay, so that's the spirit animal. Welcome, Les. That's the spirit animal. On these lives, I basically connect with what I refer to as your power animals. Now, what are power animals? They are not you, okay? They are not your spirit animal. They weren't born with you, and they will definitely not leave with you because they aren't in your DNA like the spirit animal is, which is what I was shown many years ago. The power animals are essentially animals that work with you. Most of the time it's unconscious, but they're working with you to share a form of power, okay? And again, many Indigenous cultures have known about this, and it's us in the Western world that's missing out on access to these somewhat sacred powers, but it's part of the human experience that we're missing out on when you don't know that these animals are there. So what powers am I talking about? Well, powers of protection, power of confidence, power of clarity, power of more self-love, power of insight, power of I'm going to say warning, or, to alert you to something, power of being able to look at something with different pair of eyes. Often we get clouded with our day-to-day mindset, and these animals are able to shake us and help us look at things from a different perspective. And this is so why I love this so much is because all these animals are available to every single person. And a lot of them are actually there unconsciously, as well as trying to reach out to us on a day-to-day basis. So what I do on these lives is I will connect in with two people's power animals that are the ones that are wanting to come to the front now. They always appear on my right-hand side. When I connect in with someone, basically it's like a curtain that opens up, and there's a whole zoo there, but it's usually the animal that knows that they need to step forward will step forward, and they reveal who they are and they say what they need to say. So, all right, without further ado, I will pick two people. Feel free to ask questions. I will get to them at the very end. Use this opportunity to pick my brain if you would like. I'm certainly here to support people, but let's begin. Winds of change, absolutely. This is so winds of change, it's not funny. Okay, let's have a look. I will come back to you, Veronica. I'll answer questions at the end, my love. Let's see, what have I got? I've got beautiful people. Okay. All right. Husnay, you're up, sister. It's pulled me to you, beloved Husnay. Okay, let's see who's coming in for you, beloved sister. Interesting. I don't think you've had this one before. It's actually a snake, but this is no ordinary snake, okay? Normally when I get snakes, it's either one of the venomous ones or pythons. Pythons seem to be very, I'm going to say popular. It's not about being popular. It's just those seem to be a theme at the moment for many, specifically women, the pythons. But this is no python. This is actually a venomous snake. So I'm just waiting to see what this is because it is not, okay, beautiful. Ooh, all right. It's a tiger snake, my love. I have a tiger snake that has just stepped forward. And this tiger snake says she wants to support you in this journey moving forward, okay? So she's not been with you until now, and she's wanting to support you because there's a part of you that backs down. There's a part of you that doesn't step into that space of, I've got this. Even though you know how incredible you are, Husnay, there's a part of you that still backs down, or at least there's a part of you that doesn't feel you've got what it takes to say what needs to be said when it needs to be said, who can step forward and say, you know what? This is where I stand. This is what I believe in. It's this way or no way. I'm sorry. You know, this is on my terms, whatever, you know, whatever those conversations are. There's a part of you that backs down, sister. And you know what? Most of us do this on some level because either we don't feel we have a right to say what we need to say, or we back down because we don't have the confidence, or we back down because we're afraid of the outcome of what's going to be said and discussed. We're afraid of how it will land for that other person. This tiger snake's coming in, sister, because she says it's time for you to step into that place where, oh gosh, I was hoping she wouldn't say the word venom, but where there's a part of you that wants to be able to communicate with venom. Now, let me just say this outright. Those that have done sessions with me know this. When you've got an animal that has venom or has poison, it's not to be used in a way to harm others. That's not what these animals are about. It's knowing you've got access to this that is part of the power, because at no point would you be using these powers for sorcery or to affect anyone else's well-being. But there's something about you having access to venom, Husnay, right now. There's something about you having access to venom, not that you would use it, but you know it's there, okay? And what she's saying is there's a part of you that once you know, and I'm going to show you in a second, once you know how to work with her and know that you have venom, okay, that your words will land not with venom, okay, but they will land with the power as if there was venom in those words. And mind you, if you were to look at many Indigenous cultures back in the day, okay, so maybe not now, but back in the day, if you would have gotten bitten by a snake, it was to activate. There were always ways to, how do I say, work with the medicine man or woman at the time on what that actually meant. This is what she's saying. And the fact that she's a tiger snake, I don't know if you know much about tiger snakes, they're really quick to strike, just like the brown snakes here in Australia. Those are the two specifically in this local area that are quick to strike versus, let's say, a red belly that will size up its, you know, its situation before it usually just disappears. The tiger snake won't back down, yeah? It probably won't chase like the brown snake, but it still won't back down. The tiger snake is a force. So basically this, I'm just checking if you've said, I know this about this venom. Okay. So I think you know where this is going. She's coming with such, I'm going to say a vengeance. She's coming with such force, okay? But it's to support you moving forward in whatever communication you need to have. Okay, sister? I'm going to say this. We're at a time right now where our authentic truth seriously is needed. We can't be sugarcoating things anymore so that we protect people from hearing the truth that needs to be heard, okay? To awaken or activate them. Why? Because you're actually doing a disservice to that person. We're always afraid of the outcome, or not, I won't say we're always. Most of us are afraid of the outcome because we don't want to be seen as, I don't know, the person that can't be trusted, or the person that you know, can't hold their tongue, or, you know, the person that you can't be comfortable with because you're afraid of the truth being said. Well, can I tell you, man, look out your door. There's BS all around you, okay? There's LIES all around you. What can you trust? You can trust those people that are quote unquote soul family to tell the truth. If you can't trust those people, who can you trust? Okay? You've got to be able to trust in your sacred family and your sacred community. But more importantly, we're at a time now where if we can't get the truth from people, where are we going to get the truth from? Yes, you'll get the truth from spirit. You'll get the truth from these animals, absolutely. But you're doing a disservice if you don't share what needs to be shared, sister. So I'm sorry, she's no gentle. She ain't no gentle. soft little kitty cat. Okay, I think you get the message. All right, so I hope that landed, beautiful sister. Thank you. Okay, so she knows the venom. All right, so let me pick somebody else. You know where to reach out to me if you need. Let me just see. What have we got on here? Okay, I don't know your name, but I see your 4691 McLean. You've just jumped out at me. Can you just give me your name? Just so I know. I don't know why, but energetically, I just feel I need to see your name. 4691 McLean. If you could just share your name, that would be great, because I am drawn to you, but I prefer for integrity to actually refer to someone's name. So if you could just put that in the Instagram feed, that would be great. I'll just do a little bit of talking while I wait for that. If I don't hear from you, then I'll pick someone else. But yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. Thank you, Husnay. I felt her presence since and seen her in February. I didn't quite understand. You've shed so much light on it, sister. Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Love you, Husnay. You're amazing. Amazing medicine woman, that woman. All right, Christine. Thank you, Christine, on Instagram. Okay, let's see who I've got for you. Okay, so I have a bird, fluffy feet. Then I just saw the head turn. Okay, it's actually an owl. Okay, I have an owl for you. Let's see what type of owl. Oh, cool. These guys are so awesome. It's actually the masked owl. So it's the one with the white face. She says she sits on your left shoulder. Yep, Christine, she sits on your left shoulder. She says she's been with you since the age of 5. She's your protection animal. And what she does, obviously it's been unconscious. Yeah, no judgment. That's just the journey. Now that you're conscious of it, this is where you guys can do some, like, seriously, do some I don't even want to use the word magic, generate some power, okay? This is where things change, and this is where you've got access to something that's next level. So when you check in with this beautiful masked owl, and I invite you to go and look up what this beautiful bird looks like. When you check in with this beautiful masked owl that's sitting there on your left shoulder, in those moments where you check in with her, okay, this is how quickly this works. You check in with her, she shares the power of protection with you in those moments, okay? The more you do that, the more you share that energy with her, and it's just all it is strengthening the signal, okay? The more you do that, the more she can share the power of protection. Now, what does that mean? It means that you can walk into situations knowing that you're protected. It means that you can have those conversations, those challenging conversations, knowing that you're protected. It changes the whole dynamic of how you then can interact with people and with environments, knowing that you've got access to this protection. It's not that we need to be afraid in this life, yeah? It's not about that. That's not why we, quote unquote, need protection. Why do we need protection? Is because our fields are constantly, intertwining with those around us. They're constantly under, we're going to say, energetic, I'm going to be blunt, interference from the outside world. There's so much going on in this three-dimensional reality. To know that you've got protection and to know that it's activated instantly because of this power animal is worth its weight in gold, which is why I love this stuff, yeah? Which is why everybody should seriously have at least their protection animal in place so they know who's got their back. So this owl sister has got your back. She's not going anywhere, but like I said, the more you check in with her, the more power of protection she can share with you. And look, that's just the beginning. You guys have been together since the age of 5. What does that mean? It means that this bird has been trying to support you in everything that owl has. What does that mean? This is a bird that can navigate the time of, the dark. What does that mean? In the human context, it's that time of the unknown. It's that time when we don't have clarity. It's the time where we're not sure whether someone's telling us the truth, because the conversation can, have that confusion, can have elements of not knowing whether you're receiving the information that is authentic or not. Those are times of the dark, okay? So it's in those times, check in with your owl. You've got to get to know what is this owl's way of communicating with you and how she can, give you those cues on what is, authentic versus what isn't. This is something that you'll have to develop with her. With people I work with, it's different. Some of them it's a word that the bird says. Some of them it's a cue. Sometimes literally the owl's head turns, or that they'll look, or they'll see the owl's eyes, or it's so individual. But explore the relationship because it's just the beginning. And like I said, you've got access to protection. Take advantage of it. You know, obviously have gratitude. This bird is choosing to journey with you. Have gratitude, but it's life-changing because you now know you don't have to go into situations in the same way that you have before. So I hope that's been clear, Christine. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And those are the 2 readings for tonight, but I will just go through any questions because we're already on 16 minutes and I want to make sure I honor the questions. Veronica, hi Dahlia, great to see you again. Can you be of some help regarding my tarantula spider, please? Veronica, explain you tell me where you're at with her. You tell me where you're at with her. Are you struggling with the fact that she is a spider? Are you struggling with the fact that, you know, it's something that at this point is potentially external to you? Tell me. You tell me where you're at, sister, and then I can certainly help you with your tarantula. Caspar, welcome. Omar, Julie. Hey, Rowan. Julie, I can certainly help you next week. Debbie, Elizabeth, Janet, I would love some help for my daughter. Oh, sister. Look, I do these readings every Tuesday night at 9 p.m., but you are more than welcome to reach out to me for one-on-one readings, or even, do you know what? I actually do these sessions for children, as well as my monthly events, which all the details are on my Secret Animal Wisdom website. My next ones are next Sunday. I do them for children as well, okay? Because it's important that children know who their spirit animal is and all about this wisdom. Like, children need to know this. My twins have been born into it, and it's just a part of who they are. They've never had a chance to forget that. Sorry, I'm just going through all the comments. Hey, Charlie, old friend there. Connect. Okay, so Veronica, you're saying you're struggling to connect with your tarantula. Okay, fair enough. What I invite you to do is, because really when it comes to connecting in, or I'm going to say imagining, yeah? Imagining, what is imagination? What is imagining? It's just our way of, you know, the brain accessing or connecting with what we can't see with these eyes, okay? So we're going to just use that as the description for imagination. What I invite you to do, Veronica, is spend more time imagining this tarantula, yeah? You don't have to be doing it just in those times where, you know, you need that protection or need to connect in with her for a specific reason. I would be sitting there even at times when you're quiet, yeah? It doesn't have to necessarily be meditation, but times where you're quiet, close your eyes, okay? If you do find that you can't actually imagine or visualize her, start with connecting with your heartbeat, okay? Slow the breath down, breathe slower, connect in with your breath, and then, you know, you can reach out and connect with your tarantula. There's many different things that I teach in my sessions or like I said, in the events, but it's just the beginning, okay? She's still there, whether you check in with her or not, she's still there. It's just about, you know, bringing that connection closer, but you've got to practice. Yeah, you've got to practice these connections so that they become almost like second nature. So I hope that helped, Veronica. Facebook user, Rachel here, I have owl with me too. Is it protection for me too? I've heard the owl hooting outside several times. Look, more than likely, but it's not always the case, okay? Just because one animal is a certain thing for one person doesn't necessarily mean it's the same for others. That's why I discourage people from going on Dr. Google. Dr. Google loves to have so many different interpretations of what a certain animal means from the collective perspective, and it sends people on tailspins because they'll go and look up an experience they've had, or they'll go and look up the meaning of an animal based on a dream or something like that, and often it sends them into confusion. So I always invite people, like I said, this is what I teach, but I always invite people to check in first. How did you feel when you see this animal? What were the thoughts that came to you when you saw this animal? You know, start the exploration. Don't give your power away to Dr. Google. Bless Dr. Google. Husnay, in the Turkish culture, owls are not classified as good. I just don't believe that any animal is not good. Every animal has its gift. Husnay, spot on. Do you know what's happened in many cultures? And again, no, in different places around the globe, is all it's taken is for either a certain group or a certain person, or even those that had power, to feel a certain way about animals. That would then plant something in the consciousness of that population, and it would spread like wildfire. That's what's happened with snakes. That's what's happened with spiders. That's what happened with the creepy crawlies. Yeah, okay, they don't necessarily look as attractive as, let's say, a big, beautiful tiger or a lioness. But for people to be actually afraid and feel uncomfortable with those animals, it's a collective thing, as well as often it gets passed down from parent to child. And it's because of the responses that people have when they see these animals, and then the children just adopt them. I can tell you my boys have no fear of spiders and definitely no fear of snakes, because they're not going to get that from me. Collectively, yeah, sometimes things come in, you know, especially on social media and on, not that they watch social media, but it's there on social media and it's there on TV. You know, you think I noticed the other day on a cartoon, they use this snake to try and invoke fear in the child. And I'm like, see, it's right there. It's right there. They'll take every opportunity, unfortunately, to plant things in the consciousness. So it's a collective thing. And it's the same with the owl, Husnay. They've done very similar things with the owl across different cultures, ravens as well, and crows, to mention a few. And there's so many others, yeah? It's if anything, it's a disservice to the truth of who those animals are. And you know what? What ends up happening is if you honestly believe a certain animal means X, Y, Z, then once you've got that belief system, it's going to be very hard to unwind that. So that's how it's going to be for you, whether it's the truth or not. You're going to always go there because that's your belief system, right? Rainbow Serpent is very strong. Our connection is paramount, which he's drawn me back to you. Much love. Oh, Charlie. Can I mention Charlie and I journeyed in Peru? Okay, this is an incredible man. I love you with all my heart, Charlie. Yes, Rainbow Serpent. Oh my gosh, I could talk about that till the cows come home, but I can't do that on the live. That's what's happening with humanity right now too, sister. Yes, Hussein, that's exactly it. That's what's happening with humanity is, I'm going to say it for what it is, we're being brainwashed. I feel the owl has to do with the wisdom of the heart and connection with higher self. You got it, Rachel. You got it. That's exactly it. Look, in many cultures, again, it's associated as the bird of wisdom. So on some level, yes, many cultures have connected with the truth of these things. Okay? It's just those that have given a negative connotation to an animal have, no offense, taken people off track, and it's steered the consciousness in a certain way to take away from what's possible with these animals, which is a real shame. Okay, so I hope I've answered everyone on Facebook. Thank you to everyone that joined tonight. You all are awesome. What I'll say as a final message is, seriously, guys, don't give your power away to what's playing out in the world. I'm going to say it, okay? There's so much BS going on right now. It's coming at us from so many different angles. Do you know where you'll find the truth? It's in here, okay? It's in here. Don't bypass what you feel in this beautiful organ of ours, okay? It's your God-given right to have access to this organ, and there's so much wisdom that it has to share for you. And obviously the animals, I mean, that's a given because it comes from this earth. You know, this earth mother of ours, she's not just a planet, okay? She's alive, and she's there to support us as her children and not buy into, I'm going to say the story. Anyway, that's probably I probably won't go into any more than that, but I love you guys with all my heart. Last thing is, next Sunday is my spirit animal event. Please, if you haven't done a reading with me, you want to know who your spirit animal is, it's a perfect place to do it. I do them in a group online. It's really easy. They don't take long, but at least I'll leave you with who that animal is, how to work with that animal, how to bring that animal back in so it can be fully embodied, and it then supports you going forward. So have a lovely evening, everybody. Take care, and thank you for joining me tonight. You guys rock. Thank you. Love you too, sister. You're awesome.